Well, hello there, everybody. People of the interwebs. Hi. As you can tell, I'm not at my normal desk that I usually am on Fridays as I'm introducing myself, and that's because instead of doing our regularly scheduled Intern InsPo this week, we decided to mix it up a little bit, make a little bit of a switch, and this week you're getting the very first installment, the first ever episode of the Intern InsPodcast. You see what I did there? You'll see it written out. It's a lot easier. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So we're just going to talk a little bit, We're going to have a chat and leave you guys in on it, let you guys in on some of this conversation that we're going to have. Talk about Intern Inspo, talk about ministry, talk about whatever's going on with us. I am going to be your host this evening. My name's Hudson Waters, and with me I have...
I'm sorry. I think what Hudson meant to say is, my name's Mike Williams, and I'll be the host of this episode today,
Yeah, like Mike's saying, I'm Hudson Waters, and I'm the host, and with me is my guest, Mike Williams.
Yeah, but my co-host here gets it a little mixed up with the co's, okay? I'm the host.
Oh, interesting.
Of this.
Yeah, Mike is my guest. He's right.
You're fired. Get out of here. Get off my show.
Well, that's actually a great segue to my first question for you, Mike. It actually is. The fact that you think you can fire me. My first question is, why Mike thinks he's my boss? Mike, why do you think that?
So, for starters, I don't think I'm his boss. I know I'm his producer. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't fire him, and I don't boss him around. I'm not one of those types of people. Okay. I'm not one of those types of people.
Yes, you are.
You see, I just tell him things that we should do that would work.
Right.
Instead of his trashy ideas.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Like making him the host. I'm like, no. No, you don't understand. That's not going to work.
Okay, interesting. A follow-up to that, going right along with this, why does Mike think Hudson is incompetent? Why does Mike think that Hudson can't get anything right?
So it's not that I think you're incompetent. I think you need direction in things that you've never done before.
Right.
That's why I made that list.
You made a list of instructions for you guys in on this. For operating the camera, one. That was one thing, which I did know how to do, first of all. Second of all, he also had a whole bunch of stuff written out on a whiteboard telling me how to film my show and, things I needed to remember, reminding me how the show went as if we hadn't already done 3 episodes of it.
For sure. Because I know that when it comes to this stuff, I'm the person behind the camera. He just looks at it and talks. So I know, what's going on.
Right. I'm just the talent. As Ron White would say, Hudson.
As Ron White would say.
The talent waters.
The talent waters.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit just about, Intern Inspo, if you have anything to say about what's been going on or, whatever you want to say about Intern Inspo, and I got some stuff, too.
Oh, for sure. I was actually just checking the numbers, and it's surprising, how many people actually watch the show, continuously, regularly.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I was, looking at the numbers. The first episode had, 158 views on it, and a lot of that was because, on just Instagram.
Okay.
And a lot of that was because of, the hype that we put behind it and, sending it to our friends and then watching it. But, the latest episode, what was it, episode 3? Mm-hmm. Still had 78 views.
Wow. And
it's I was actually anticipating that we'd only be getting 20 people a week who were watching it.
Yeah, that's just Instagram. I mean, we have, I would say, at least double those numbers on Facebook, too. The first week, even though we promoted it a lot, it still shocked me how many people really, really enjoyed it, really watched it. We had, over 1.5 times the number of views as we do followers on our social media accounts on the first episode. And I know it's dipped down because obviously we're not hyping it as much as we were, but we're still getting a ton of people looking at that, and that's really interesting to me, which means I think we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And something that people want, which is really cool that you guys enjoy it, because we enjoy making it, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's even people who don't go to the church who watch it. Like I was just at my friend's the other day. He lives over in Corinth, and I was talking to him about it. I was like, well, there's this thing I do with the intern at the church. We make a show, and then he's like, oh yeah, I saw that, and
That's
I was
so
like,
cool.
oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, all of my buddies from college watch it, and in fact, one of my friends, Tyler, who's a youth pastor at a church, is thinking of doing something similar with his church.
Oh, so taking my idea.
Yeah, Tyler, we're putting you on blast right now.
Why do you think it's okay to steal?
Yeah, stealing's not okay, Tyler.
He's a youth pastor?
He's a youth pastor, and he thinks theft is okay. I think that's one of the 10. I think that's one of the big 10.
That is.
Tyler, come on. No, I gave him permission. Because I think it's it's a cool concept that it can be so adaptable for anyone who wants to do something like that. Which is the whole reason we did it the way we did it. Because we have lots of like random ideas of stuff we could do, and I'm like, but I don't want to pick just one. So instead, I'm like, well, let's just do 3 of them every time we put one out.
For sure.
So it kind of gives us the creative license to kind of do whatever we want, and then just name a segment, and then pretend that it's.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Aside from this week, in which it is just one segment, like this is all you're gonna get.
Right. This is an Intern Inspo. This is the Intern InsPodcast.
Spodcast.
Intern
Spadecast.
InsPodcast.
Inspiradcast. I'm done.
All right, cool. But yeah, no, I think especially during this like COVID season of life, doing like an internet series is a really cool way for us to stay connected to you guys. Which, by the way, I wish some of you guys would engage a little bit more. You know,
For sure.
Throw me a comment. Like, you don't even gotta like the thing. Just throw me a comment. Be like, yo, this part was sick. Or, yo, get me on an episode of Intern Inspo, because I want to get some more people involved. I really do. So, like, that's the one part that I'm a little, like, disappointed in a little bit. Not that I am, like, actively disappointed about it, but I definitely want more engagement on the things that we post on our social media, because we like interacting with you guys. We want this to be, like, an open way of communicating with you guys, and, yeah, I mean, just even something simple like, yo, this part I really liked, or hey, you should try this. We like taking advice from you guys. We want to know what you want to see, and comment if you want to be involved in this. Let me know. I would love to have more people on the show, especially like certain segments that I've been doing with Mike that are like competition based. Getting more people in on that so I can pie them in the face or make them eat a hot pepper or something stupid.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it's been really fun, and I think that because I'm in it most, and my title here at the church is part of the title of the show, I get some credit. Mike does like all the hard work. I just show up and stand in front of.
That's why I can boss him around, as he says. You know.
Yeah, Mike thinks he can boss me around.
I have rite of passage.
Okay. Mike thinks he can boss me around in my personal life and in.
Oh, that too. Like when I'm like, oh, hey, so we need to do this. So you got to come here, and you got to stay for this long. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
this dude wants me to, on days that I don't work, he wants me to get out of bed at a certain time and be here. And I simply refuse.
Okay.
Because I sleep in.
All I'm asking is that he gets up and gets here by at least 10 o'clock. Like, I feel like that's doable. Like, I get up around 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Mike.
You get up around 1.
No, 1 is a stretch.
Oh, I can show you.
Every once in a while I sleep that late. But usually I'm up like 10:30 on days off. On days I don't have to go anywhere, yeah, why not? 10:30, sleeping in. Because I'm up till like 2, 3 in the morning, so I want like some semblance of
And
sleep.
is that my fault?
No, Mike, but it's also not my responsibility to be here when you want me to be here.
I feel like it is.
Yeah, I know.
Which that segues into my next part.
Okay.
Okay.
It's weird that you have points as a guest.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, you know who I wish could be here today? Frank. Okay? The youth group boys, they killed my boy right here, okay?
I'm gonna take a wild stab at this, and that it was junior high boys.
It was Hudson.
It wasn't Hudson.
It was definitely Hudson. So, a moment of silence for my boy.
So, actually, before we take the moment of silence, Mike just referred to him as Frank, which maybe some of you refer to him as. But I know there's also a group of you who refer to him as the Hudson Injury Ankle Dummy, which is also an apt name. So Frank / Hudson's at the ankle injury dummy
This
is
what
dead
happens.
now.
This is what happens when Hudson hurts his ankle. He just dies on the spot.
Might as well.
Moment of silence. And moment's done. All right, so next part.
Oh, that was really dumb, Mike. That was really dumb. I'm glad I'm the host and you don't have more segments. You don't have any more segments, do you?
I'm just going to cut that out.
I couldn't stop him if he wanted to.
No, he couldn't.
I could not stop him. So going back to the Intern Inspo, just talking about like how it was made and why it was made.
Yeah.
So it's all Mike's idea.
Don't tell Justin that.
Don't tell Justin that because he'll argue that. But fully, the name, the idea, all the concepts, really even like the segment ideas and every word that comes out of my mouth, believe it or not, is completely scripted by Mike.
For sure.
Mike is the mastermind behind the whole thing, and if Justin or anyone else tells you differently, it's clearly them who's lying and not Mike.
For sure.
But no, in all seriousness, we made this because we just thought it would be a really, really fun way to do something a little bit different with ministry and like I don't know if you guys have noticed a pattern, okay? But I pretty intentionally make 2 pretty silly segments and then 1 more biblically based, serious segment because I think that having like a thing that's outside of church, it's not Sunday, not a Wednesday, just having additional things that you can turn to and get something meaningful out of, and also finding something that you find entertaining is a pretty rare and pretty cool idea, and I'm hoping that's what you guys are getting from it. So like doing that, I think, provides a way for us to share some of our thoughts with you in more of our serious segments, share some of the ideas that I have, some of my thoughts on faith, some of my thoughts on the church, some of my thoughts on how we as Christians should respond to certain things. And I think that sandwiching it in between some silly stuff is a really good way to package it for youth ministry, because I think that if we're all serious all the time, that it gets hard to watch, because a lot of people are all serious all the time, or they're all goofy all the time, and having that balance I think is really cool, and I think we do that pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. Like the intent behind Intern Inspo was something, like you said, that like we could like reach out to the ministry and stuff, youth ministry, for them to engage in, but it was also something that would be able to teach them as well. So like our more serious segments was one of the main driving factors behind creating it, and the silly stuff is definitely something we have a lot of fun with, but like the original concept of the idea, that wasn't really the like the big thing, but again, it is nice to have it not just serious the entire time, because I feel like that can lose engagement, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but no, I think that especially during this time where we're in this COVID season, we're all looking for interaction. We're all looking for engagement because we can't get it as much as we have in the past, being able to interact with people in person. So just to add a little extra way that you guys can engage with me and with Mike and with whoever else we have on the show, I think is valuable. I think if this had been something I was going through when I was in middle school, high school, I think I would have enjoyed it so much. I'm not even saying that because I'm in it, but just like something like this, I think would have been something I really enjoyed. And so we wanted to create something that 16-year-old Hudson would have really liked. 21-year-old Hudson really likes it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we really enjoyed doing this, and I hope you guys keep watching, keep enjoying it. So to kind of switch gears a little bit, mix things up, I just want to talk a little bit about faith and talk a little bit about why we do this faith thing and how we can deepen it. I think it gets really, really tricky, especially when there's so many distractions, right? There's infinite distractions now. You have a constant distraction in your pocket at all times, full of a lifetime, 20 million lifetimes worth of content that you could be watching, which is also why I think it's so cool that you guys choose to watch us, because there's so many other things you could be watching and doing. But with infinite distractions, it makes deepening your faith really difficult, right? To continue to grow and take that next step into faith is really hard to do, and to do continuously is, especially now, so difficult with all the distractions that are going on, all the temptations. There's just so much, right? So I think it's really important, and I just want to encourage you guys with this, and it's something that I need to do better at, and is just finding different things that make you feel closer to God and engaging in those. Or finding things that challenge you to deepen your faith, right? There's plenty of that. I think that YouVersion, the Bible app, has a lot of content on there. We're talking about all these distractions that are out there with so much content. YouVersion has a lot of content.
Oh, for sure. Like they started doing that Devo thing not that long ago or whatever, where like you open the app and like the first thing you'll see is it says like good morning, and then you can click on that and it's like a story, like as if you're watching like a Snapchat or an Instagram, Facebook story, whatever. It's like that kind of thing, but it's stuff that you can actually interact with, like reading the segments. They have some videos, and then like at one point like you can jot down some notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think like they definitely have a wide variety of stuff you could engage with, and that doesn't even take that long. It's like 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's just so important to find additional things. So like, find what works for you, right? If YouVersion works for you, if those daily devos work for you, and that's a good starting point, start there. If you are really struggling with an issue, maybe search something up on the Bible app or on YouTube. There's endless content there. If maybe you're more like worship minded, I know a lot of our students are like a lot more like creative and artsy minded, and maybe worship is something that is really impactful to them. Pastor Joshua just started this past about a week ago, I believe, this series he's calling Deeper, which has perfect into just like taking your faith to an extra step. That's really worship focused. It's on our church Facebook page. It's on the Pine Knolls Alliance Church Facebook page. It's called Deeper, and Pastor Joshua goes pretty into either different worship songs or the meaning behind them, behind the lyrics, or different passages in Scripture. And it's a really cool way for people who have that worship mindset to take that next step, to really dive deeper into their faith. So that's something that I truly recommend you guys checking out if you think that's you, if you think that a worship mindset is something that you want to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One other thing was talking about Intern Inspo and like getting it up and started. It was when it was conformed as like an idea. Like I had like quite a few other ideas kind of like it in the past that like I ran by some people and they were like, that'd be kind of cool to do. But then when we finally settled on this, like I didn't really care what it was, just the fact that we settled on it. I was like, yes, I'm there, I want to do it. And I've never gotten the chance to do anything like this before, like creating videos and stuff like that. Like a couple of school projects required that.
Sure.
But like so this isn't just like we want to bring like great content and stuff, but it's also like a learning process of putting this all together. It's been like really fun so far. Like we're only 3 episodes in and we've already had so much fun making this. But like there also is like that learning curve and stuff. And like we would love to expand this. Like right now, like coming up with the idea for like this little podcast segment. Sure. Like that's just another expansion of like Intern Inspo and like I guess what we've been doing, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it all comes back to just engaging with you guys. We love interacting with you guys, and I felt like I haven't been able to get enough of an opportunity, partially because of COVID, to really get to interact with you guys as much as I have been. So this is just an additional way for us to do that. And we hope it's fun. We hope it's funny. We hope you enjoy it.
For sure.
Mike's a clown, so he makes things funny. You know, we just like messing around and interacting with you guys. I think that's what it comes down to.
Quick sponsorship break. Mountain Dew, if you would like to sponsor us, because we are not sponsored by Mountain Dew, please, please, please do, because...
I mean, we've already been sponsored. For those of you guys who have tuned in to our virtual connects, we've already been sponsored by both Nature and Mom.
Like,
Nature and Mom.
Like, how? It's just so amazing.
So I mean, Mountain Dew's. I mean, that's a small fish at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we've already gotten Nature and Mom, so. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get Jesus to sponsor us.
Mike, that's not going to happen. I'm ending it there. Sorry for him. I mean, we're not going to get Jesus to sponsor us. That's pretty weird. Maybe Mountain Dew, because we're sellouts.
Sellouts.
But with that, I think that's going to wrap up our first ever episode of the Intern InsPodcast.
For sure. And one last thing is this will be dropping on Friday. What's this Friday? I don't know the date.
Dates don't matter.
Yeah.
You're seeing it right now, so you know what day it is.
Yeah. So it'll be dropping this Friday, and Wednesday, this past Wednesday, unfortunately, Connect was canceled and rescheduled for this coming Wednesday.
Right.
So make sure you're there.
Yes. I know it's winter break for a lot of you guys, but you guys have been virtual in and out of school anyway, so still come out. We're doing Glow Night.
Glow Night.
Glow Night is not canceled. It's just been postponed. So yeah, come out the 17th for that. It's a bummer that we couldn't meet a couple days ago, but we're really looking forward to hanging out with you guys on Wednesday.
For sure. And with that,
Mike, thank you for coming on my show.
I loved having you here on my show. You see this? All right, ending it there.
Thank you for my...
Goodbye.
Mike.